Welcome everybody to JCTV. We're live here at AutoClub Speedway for the Blazer Sim Racing in the Pits News Truck Series. I am Josh Copperl. I'm joined by the awesome Adam Kuhn. How you doing, Adam?
Good evening, Josh. I'm excited to be once again in the booth with you tonight. As always, it should be exciting race here at AutoClub Speedway. We got a lot of grooves that are going to be taken advantage of by these trucks. We're going to have a lot of wide open lanes, and it's going to widen out a lot more with the sun setting on this racetrack. So it's going to be huge dynamic of a race, and excited to watch it all play out in full tonight, alongside you, of course.
Yeah, I am definitely excited. AutoClub, it's an exciting track. Now, I really want to be out there racing tonight. Of course, Auto Club, much like Michigan International Speedway, track that I love, it's near and dear to my heart. As MIS is, my home track. So we're here at Auto Club, sister track to Michigan. Fortunately, I'm in the booth tonight, but it's all right. I'm looking forward to this show. It's this last season, Adam. You and I called an exciting race here, and it ended up Joseph Lester winning the race in a last lap bump and run on teammate Michael Kruger. And you're looking, guys, if you're looking at the practice starts, Michael Kruger currently sits P1 on the board right now.
Yeah, it's no surprise to see that. He is going to be a contender tonight. I'm pretty sure, like you mentioned, was in the lead in the last corner of the last lap last season, contact with a teammate, ended up in P2, and you mentioned him at the top of the board. Right behind him is Alonso Chicano, who ended up behind he and Lester in that race last season. He was a huge threat to win it, so, and of course he was our winner last weekend, so don't come around that 25 machine. New paint scheme this week also.
Yeah, new paint scheme for that 25, Alonso Chicano. Nice looking paint scheme. Not sure if I can get a really good angle of it here as he sits on pit road, but I did see a picture that he had posted in our Discord channel, and it's looking pretty nice. And well, I was going to see if we could pull him in, but they are doing driver's meeting right now, so I don't want to pull him away from that or anybody else to do a quick interview, so we will wait for that. But
One thing I do want to mention, Josh, real quick, is one truck on track. There's not a lot right now of them on the racetrack, but Jeremy Richmond is currently making laps during this drivers' meeting. And one thing I haven't seen a lot of people really talk about so far, Josh, is he's leading the standings right now. Of course, only 3 weeks in, but he leads the league right now, top tens in all three races. So pretty good start for. I mean, excuse me, he finished 12th at Phoenix, but he got stage points and two fourth place finishes. So really great start for the campaign for that 98.
yeah, he's had a great start to the season so far, and just racking up points. Kind of excited to see how he's going to race tonight, where he's going to be at as far as on track towards the end of this race. He is one that could legit have a shot at the win here tonight. So Michael Kruger still making some laps out there on track. Number 50 rookie Scott Roush as well, making laps on track. Practicing for this race. Tonight's turnout So far, 21 drivers registered. In Sim, 20 drivers have taken a time. Craig Fryer, so far, only driver that has yet to make any laps. Brett Bennett gets loose. Losing it off turn 2. Matthew Stotts, so far only 11 laps turned in practice. Going back out there, take a few laps. Stotts is a rookie this season. Made a couple of starts last season in Season 2, but back full time for Season 3, running some ink on his truck for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So, Adam, got a question for you. Who is your pick to win tonight?
Well, Josh, I'm not going to go with someone who screams their name all the time every week. They're not flashy on the top of the board tonight, right now. Just down the list a little bit in P5, I'm going to go with the 30 truck, Alexander Coffin. He's really great at these bigger tracks, the intermediates, 2-milers. Has a lot of pace, tonight. And I think he's been working on that truck in the draft, and he's been trying to make it not only better running behind other trucks, but also out in clean air, and that's going to be very important if you're able to get track position and hold out in front there.
Gerfan won at Michigan last season. 2-mile track just like this one. As I keep talking about, solid pick, Adam. But, you know, I'm going to go with... somebody that probably a lot of people will not be happy about this pick. Mr. Alonso Chicano. He has already gotten himself a win on the season. Of course, that taking place last week. We know he's strong at AutoClub. Talked earlier about how he finished 3rd place in this race last season. Always running up front. Anywhere you put him at anyway. I think Alonso Chicano, driver number 25, he takes the win here tonight at AutoClub. And that is going to wrap things up for practice. And we are about to head into qualifying.
You know, what's interesting is the knowledge from racing translates really well into driving fun. When you're going downhill, super high speed.
And having a little bit of issues here in qualifying. right here, seeing Michael Kruger out on track. Kruger is about to start his first lap. Gary Sack goes to the top of the board so far. Brett Bennett.
Sack was the first. Yeah, sorry, Josh, but Sack was the first one to lay down a lap, bump to third. You mentioned Brett Bennett went to the top of the board, but Kerfin just 1/100th of a second faster. Excuse me, 1,000th of a second faster than Bennett right now.
Gary Sack crosses the line, finish his lap. Sack P5 now. P6. Kerfan coming to the front stretch at the line. P1 for Kerfan. Cameron Caldwell completed a lap already off turn 2 for his second lap.
Michael Kruger had a phenomenal lap. He went all the way to the bottom, coming to the checkered flag like most do, but I could tell he blew it up immediately too, it looks like, after completing that lap. But a really good lap. Painted it right to the blue line and puts down a 40.695 over Alex Kerfin's 40.76.
And we are once again having some issues here. I do apologize for that, using different camera controls than what I am used to. So far, it is Michael Kruger that sits P1 on the qualifying charts. And one thing that interests me, Adam, your Daytona pole winner, Alonso Chicano. Very next week at Phoenix, Michael Kruger. The next week, Alonso Chicano last week, and here it looks like Michael Kruger. As time winds down, it is Michael Kruger to take the pole position.
Yeah, very interesting pattern developing here. Easily those guys putting their names in the hat for the JCTV, pole award prize at the end of the season. They want that bonus. So sounds like they made themselves on another league of their own just 4 weeks into the season.
Drivers are gridding up here for the start of the race.
So Josh, you have a little bit of experience, of course, racing with these guys and then racing on these big tracks with these trucks. One thing that the admins keep reminding all the drivers, that everyone's on cold tires, of course, to start the race. Why is that so important, and what could we see if these guys really don't keep that in the back of their mind here?
Well, cold tires can get you very loose, and kind of where that started at was last season at Phoenix, kind of towards the end of the season once we got into the chase. Michael Kruger, and unfortunately, buddy, I'm going to call you out on this, but Michael Kruger, he let the cold tires get the best of him, which saw him having an issue in losing control. And of course, I was caught up in that as well. And kind of ever since then, cold tires has been the emphasis. And basically, what they want is these drivers to keep that in the back of their mind so they don't have an issue and lose control, causing a wreck on restarts. And it's something they talk about even not just in the start of a race, but after pit stops. Because, think about it, when you're rolling under green flag conditions or going for a while, your tires get warm. And eventually, when you have to put new tires on, your tires, they're cold. They're not up to temperature yet. You've not put any laps on them. They're what we call sticker tires. So just really putting an emphasis on that so that these drivers don't have issues to restart these races and cause a big wreck. Michael Kruger will be starting the race from the lead. And he's got to remember he has to go on green. That was something else that happened at Phoenix. He didn't think he had to go on green. He just thought he could go inside the restart zone. Got himself a penalty, which ultimately hurt his race. So on the green flag, once the green flag waves, he is able to go. The green flag is out. We are underway, and look at Caldwell with a great jump on that outside lane.
I think there might have been a little bit of hesitation there from Kruger on that stop, or it might have just been a great push from the outside lane. This Caldwell with a phenomenal jump there, 3-4 wide already in the back, Josh.
These guys are fanning out.
Bennett.
Look at this 3 wide, Dalton Kelly.
Off turn 2, Josh. Bennett had to take evasive action and went onto the apron. Almost spun out, but he did a great job keeping that truck underneath him on those cold tires. Everyone else doing the same off the floor and complete a lap.
And Cameron Caldwell, he goes and leads the first lap. Michael Kruger went down to third position, already back up to second. And man, Dalton Kelly got loose off turn 2. Justin Duran moving to the inside.
It was a huge slide for Dalton Kelly. He was lucky not to overcorrect and get the wall. That's a big mistake we see a lot here at AutoClub.
A lot of these guys using that high line, just everybody fanning out. These two right here, Michael Kruger and Alonso Chicano, battling hard, side by side. Kruger using the low lane to his advantage through 1 and 2. Chicano has Kerfan underneath. Kerfan actually tucks back in. Now looking to the outside lane. We have a battle for the lead brewing up. Michael Kruger looking to the inside of Caldwell, was not able to make a move. Kruger gonna go to the outside through 3 and 4. on board in the gyro cam of Mike Kruger. See Kruger getting sideways a little bit. That slows down his momentum.
Yeah, Alonso Gicano taking huge advantage of that. He's going on the inside of Cameron Caldwell for the race lead now in turn 3. And when you mentioned Kruger getting sideways, he chipped up on the radio and screamed, "She loose!" off that corner. Gicano gets loose off turn 4. Almost got into Caldwell, though.
It's real close battle for that lead. Gicano ends up leading the lap there. One thing that comes to mind just watching these two, Gicano and Caldwell battling for the lead, is that season 1 race. Caldwell and Gicano made contact. Very early on, Caldwell spins out. Caldwell goes on to eventually win the race, which was incredible that he was able to do that. Just look at this pack, though, for that lead.
Yeah, that's Alexander Kofin in there in that 3rd position. Of course, in that 30 truck, running that extreme higher lane, about 3 or 4 feet away from that wall. We'll see some guys get closer as the sun sets and as the long green flag runs wear on, but he's the highest truck on the track right now, utilizing clean air, just getting around that 12 and 25 machines, going where they're not right now.
Almost 3 wide for the race lead. Caldwell, right now, using that high line to his advantage. Gicano trying to stay away from the side draft that could potentially happen from the top lane. Now where are they going to go? All fanning out, using every bit of track they possibly can.
Wow, Gicano slides just in front of Kofin there to secure that 2nd position, as Caldwell narrowly secured the lead himself. See a single file here, all except Kruger, but they're going to spread out going into the corner.
Single file for the first time, it seems, all race, and Gicano moves down to the inside. They're going to be side by side going into turn 1. Look at Kerfan getting to the inside of Caldwell. For the moment, Gicano slides up in front of Caldwell. Caldwell with the move down to the bottom. Gicano staying to the high side. See if Caldwell's going to try a slide job here. He slides it up in front of Gicano. Gicano nowhere to go. Now pulls down into the inside. Three wide for 3rd.
Man, just great racing all over this top 5. Wow, Caldwell all the way to the bottom, just trying to break the draft behind him and the side draft next to him. He's clear of Gicano entering the corner from that.
With all these slide jobs happening between the top 2, Gicano and Caldwell, I've got to think here that pretty soon, those tires they're going to wear, they're going to start screaming, and it's going to be somebody behind who's doing a little bit of a different strategy, not sliding in front, pulling all these slide jobs that may take the lead and win the first stage. It's Caldwell looking to the inside in turn 3. Gicano does not run the wall. Gicano runs a lower lane. See how much of a run he's going to have down the front stretch here.
One thing I think we've really not yet mentioned much so far is that they're racing for a stage win right here and a playoff point, chase point, Gicano and Caldwell. We saw how important that was last season for them, so we have a caution on the speedway.
And it is
Joshua O'Connor spun out in turn 1.
Let's see if we can get a replay here.
Yeah, there was contact between 59 and David Duran going into the first corner, Josh. And it ended up with the 59 also getting hit pretty good by, I believe that's Andrew Elias, who got, yes, the 44 truck.
Oh, man.
Nowhere for the truck to go, unfortunately. He's got the front of that Ford. I'm looking at it now on pit road. Not pretty looking truck.
See what the leaders are going to do here. And Chicano stays out.
And it's going to cause a split decision there. Kruger stayed out along with Parker.
Looks like half the guys staying out, half the guys coming into pit road. So let's see here. These guys, they have 5 total sets, 4 in the pits. So for the, looks like top 8 drivers, they're still going to have their 4 sets in the pits. Everybody else here, like they're going to have 3. And the race off pit road is won by Siciliano, the 06.
Yeah, it looked like a gas and go pit stop for the 06 machine. So he's going to be leading those who elected service here. And then Caldwell is going to be those leading fresh tires.
So the end of the stage is going to be at lap 25. That is the conclusion of lap 25 here. And we should go green. 10 laps to go in the stage.
Yeah, coming to the choose this time. And we got... It's like 8 trucks who stayed out under this caution, Josh.
I do believe it is 8 trucks.
And that's how many positions are awarded stage points here in just a handful of laps. So that's going to be very crucial here on how the blend with the new tires meets with these guys on the old tires, because we know how much of a tire degradation this racetrack is, Josh.
Yeah, this surface here in AutoClub is an older surface. It does like to just chew up those tires. The 13 laps, I believe it was, these guys were green. That doesn't sound like a lot of laps. It's, 13 laps, 26 miles, that really doesn't sound like that much, but it can be huge. What I'm curious here is we go back and look at that 12 machine who is on the inside line here. Watch for him to just start eating through the trucks ahead of him that did stay out.
It'll be a very interesting restart here.
Chicano, Kruger, Parker, Sack, Walls, Bennett. top 3 rows. And Cameron Caldwell on that inside of row 4. We go green. Three wide for third place. Walls not giving a lot of room there.
We have a spinner. Jeremy Richmond on the flat, saves it.
Let's see, 98, stay green.
He got very loose on the apron in 1 and 2. He's able to maintain Josh, but up front, Jonathan Parker's in second, catching Alonso Chicano right now with Michael Walls right behind him.
Caldwell up to P6. Side-by-side battle there for 4th place. It is the 89, Gary Sack. Now just in front of the 12 of Cameron Caldwell, who is making his way past Michael Kruger. P4 for Caldwell. Jonathan Parker still hasn't made a move on Alonso Chicano.
He hasn't been able to get close enough, really. He's been stalled out right about there as we see Caldwell dive into the inside. You can just see how much better of a turn in the wheel he had there, exiting turn 2, diving to the inside, trying to get that 3rd position on Michael Walls, but he can't quite do it there. He's going to try again in turn 3.
Still to the inside of Michael Walls. Caldwell using those fresher tires. One went past Walls. Now side by side with Jonathan Parker.
Huge run for Brett Bennett. He came out of nowhere off of turn 2, and he's trying to get to Caldwell's back bumper, and indeed he is in turn 3. Excuse me, that's Dalton Kelly. Pardon, sorry. He had a huge... Oh, he's drifting the corner now. Huge save in turn 4.
Dalton Kelly, another driver that did take tires there. Almost a moment between Parker and Caldwell. Parker running back up to the back tailgate of Alonso Chicano. Now Caldwell rolling the inside line underneath Chicano. They are side by side. Look for Caldwell to clear Chicano here. 3 wide.
Justin Durand. Big moment there. He almost got into Dalton Kelly entering the corner. Jonathan Parker way up the track and rolls out of it. Kelly and Kerfin almost get together there.
Justin Durand. Dalton Kelly going at it for P2. Durand almost had a chance to battle Caldwell for the race lead.
Craig Fryer in the 17 truck came out of nowhere too. That truck's come alive, and with freshies on, he is all over the back bumper of Alexander Kerfin there. He just blew by Alonso Chicano's machine. Chicano now fighting back with that high line he used off turn 4. Remember, Chicano fighting for stage points here. Of course, will win last week, but he missed Phoenix, so he's way down in the current standings. Obviously, he should be fine, Josh, but he's going to want every bonus point.
Yeah, every point could matter. Come chase time. Chicano, he is the only truck in the top 5 not to come down to pit road. So far, it is all this man right here. Cameron Caldwell. And it is going to be 3 laps to go in the stage. Justin Durand trying to make something happen. Dalton Kelly, on the other hand, rolling right up to the back of Durand. Using that draft down the backstretch. Go ahead, Adam.
So there was an accident in turn 4 last time by. Gary Sack on the back of Brett Bennett shipped him through the infield grass, and it got Michael Kruger and Tyler Watermolen involved. Kruger actually was just narrowly able to avoid any damage, but Watermolen got big time hit inside the inside wall.
Side by side for the race lead, Durand outside of Cameron Caldwell. Caldwell driving it in a little bit deeper. Durand with help from Dalton Kelly. And this will be the last lap of the stage here. New leader, it is Justin Durand. Help from Dalton Kelly, Cameron Caldwell. Side by side now, trying to push up the track. He's going to lose momentum. Maybe lose a few positions here as Kerfan now looking to the outside.
That was a huge move by Durand for taking that top lane in 1 and 2, but Dalton Kelly's going to dive to the inside in 3 and 4. Can't keep the truck underneath him. Huge run off the corner, though.
It's going to be close. Maybe single file here, but Justin Durand will win the stage. Dalton Kelly P2, Kerfan P3, Caldwell P4, Craig Fryer P5, Lonzo Chicano will take P6, Jeremy Richmond 7th, and Jonathan Parker P8.
Well, Josh, unofficially that stage win, that first career stage win for Justin Durand has awarded him the current point lead. So with that, he came into this race just 2 points behind Richmond, and now, obviously with the stage win and beating Richmond by 6 positions, though, he's going to be our unofficial point leader right now going in the rest of this race. So we'll hear from him after pit stops.
So as we are under caution for stage 1, everybody coming down pit road.
Greg Fryer had to back up into his stall there, so not good for one of those stage finishers there, having slow pit stop there. Justin Durand's going to look like to beat top 8 off pit road.
It's going to be Durand, Caldwell, Kerfan, Kelly, and Richmond, the top 5. Let's go ahead and bring in Justin Durand, stage winner.
Hey, Justin, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Well, it's your first career stage win. You were able to get the lead on the last lap there against Cameron, and you held off Dalton pretty good there. How was that stint there to the end of the stage?
I mean, it was an absolute sprint, you know, with a handful of us guys staying out, handful taking tires, myself included. So, I mean, I was pretty far back after the shoes cone, so I know I was going to have to fight pretty good. Luckily, I maneuvered traffic well enough, and Cam couldn't too far away after passing Alonso. So, you know, I went down on him 1 and 2 a couple laps to go. He kind of chopped me off at the attention of the dirty air. And then, surprisingly, I still held good behind him, and then he got a little bit loose off the corner the next lap. Was able to get around him, and then obviously the final corner, Dalton sent it pretty good. Wasn't able to get to me. So finally a good feeling to get a stage win. Playoff point will come in handy later on, and just hopefully it goes well the rest of the way.
Yeah, hopefully. And what else? What do you need to make it convert into your first career win tonight? With a long way to go in this race.
I just got to keep it clean. You know, this is a very wide track. You know, a lot of opportunities for some bad things to happen. You know, the track position is obviously going to be key. Could be possibly a fuel mileage race with this last stint if it goes green, so it's going to be a lot of curveball thrown tonight.
All right, we'll be watching then. Good luck.
Appreciate it, guys.
That's Justin Duran, our current race leader and first career stage winner.
And hopefully I have my issues sorted out. I do apologize for that. We're working through it, but we do have a driver in pre-interview. We will catch him in a moment here as we go back to green. Justin Duran will lead us to the green flag. And he is already fully ahead of Cameron Caldwell.
Yeah, a lot similar to the initial start where the outside took off for the lead driver, but the rest of the lane not really going. Feeling really calm right now, just everyone trying to keep the cold tires underneath them and settle in, you know, before they go pack racing like we've seen a lot in the early portions of these stints.
I noticed Alonso Toscano getting super loose there. Toscano further back than what he wants to be. He is working to the inside of Jonathan Parker, trying to get into the top 5. Actually, that is not Jonathan Parker. That is Michael Walls for P6. My apologies. Someone was slow there on the front stretch. Who was it? That is Ethan Fonseca Moreno. Not sure what happened to him, but I just noticed he was very slow going down the front straightaway. Off turn 4. Might have gotten loose, or maybe.
Yeah, he looked like he got loose, but he did a good job keeping that 43 underneath him. He's been pretty loose all night in his debut drive, but he's doing a good job right now, of course, keeping up with the pack so far early in this run. We got 3 wide battle for the lead up front, Josh. Kerfin down low, Caldwell up top, and they split Justin Duran into the middle. He'd been leading them pretty comfortably the last couple laps, but I think these guys are finally comfortable with their tires now, and they split Duran completely and are sending him to the back.
And look at Kerfan, gonna slide right up in front of Caldwell, who is now gonna dive down to the inside, down the back straightaway.
Oh, one check on the wall. Michael Wall's got in the wall, but they're still racing hard up front. He's able to get out of the way of everyone. Jonathan Parker with a huge move up to 4th off of turn 2 last time by.
And Curfan right there on the back tailgate of Caldwell going into turn 1. He's not going to be able to stay right there. And now under pressure from Justin Duran behind. Still side by side for Curfan and Duran. Curfan with that high line advantage. He's going to clear Duran. Now pull to the inside. Looking for the lead going into turn 1. He is going to clear Caldwell for the moment. See what Caldwell is going to do. Caldwell already to the inside. Not even out of turn 2 yet. Now, here comes Duran. Curfan had a very interesting exit of 2. Duran wants to push at 3 and insert Jonathan Parker into the picture.
Yeah, Parker's going to stay low here as Duran's going to wash way high on corner exit. So does Caldwell. Chopped off Duran's momentum. Duran shoots to the bottom, splits the gap between he and the 81. He and Caldwell door to door at the line, and Parker's going to be metaphorically pushing the 5 into the corner, while Curfan almost actually did push Caldwell into the corner in turn 1.
This is going to give Duran an advantage for the moment. Caldwell with the run down the back straightaway. Nobody to his inside. Is Caldwell going to make a move going into 3? He does, to the inside of Justin Duran.
Ooh, almost contact there off of 4 between Duran and Caldwell, both just kind of washing lines into each other. They're just racing deers there, but they're going to continue on and carry on. But Curfan's push to Duran down the front straight is going to clear him of Caldwell. But Caldwell's going to shoot into the corner with that much narrower lane around the racetrack, and he's going to make it work there on the inside of turn 1 and 2.
Side by side with Curfan. Curfan going to look to the high side here. Duran goes all the way to the bottom to block. Caldwell. What's Curfan going to do? Down the front straightaway. He's got momentum. Pulling to the inside now. Curfan looking for the lead underneath Duran. Dalton Kelly and Michael Kruger have started to make some momentum towards these guys. Just ahead, Caldwell losing a bunch of positions here as he goes to 6th place. Kruger into the top 5 now. Curfan taking the lead down the front straightaway. Nobody gonna dive to the inside of Curfan this time, as he has it by a few truck lengths over Justin Duran and Jonathan Parker, who's to the outside of Duran. And look at that 45, Dalton Kelly. P4 right now, wants more. Oh, man, yeah, Michael Kruger.
He really, that 12 truck really fought on the inside of Kruger there to get that position. They're going to be side by side on the front stretch for that, what would be P5.
Still side by side battle for Parker and Duran.
Man, speaking of side-by-side battle, just outside of this picture is the battle for 8th position. I believe it's Jeremy Richmond and Alonso Chicano, about 2 seconds behind that lead pack. They've been side-by-side the last couple laps themselves, and Chicano threw a slider on Jeremy last time by and almost put himself in the fence the way Jeremy had a slide across the back tailgate of the 25 machine, and David Duran right there behind Richmond right now, and got Aaron Siciliano in this mix, just inside the top 10.
Contact! Brett Bennett around. I believe there was contact between him and Sack, and that Scott Roush got collected in it. That is going to bring out a caution here for the third time at AutoClub Speedway.
Yeah, as soon as the contact was made, Gary keyed up on the radio, upset at himself. You can tell he was furious with his own driving, and he has apologized to Brett already, but damage on the 47 and 50 machines.
Just tight racing between Sack and Bennett. And I want to see here. Very unfortunate for Brad Bennett. We come back to live timing here, and this is kind of interesting here, because some drivers only have one less set of tires than others, and Herfan actually fakes out the field.
Yeah, Jonathan Polk is going to bring quite a handful of trucks down pit road. But Josh, while we're under this caution, why don't we bring in Andrew Elias real quick, who was involved in our first incident in the day.
Well, hey Andrew, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Josh.
So Andrew, unfortunately, you've been sitting in the infield care center, and my apologies for not getting to you sooner, but just kind of walk us through what happened to you.
The 59 got turned on a straightaway, and I didn't want to go down and take out Scott, and so like my only choice was pretty much to go right into the door of the 59. I mean, nothing the 59 could have done. He just got dumped.
So it's going to be, I believe, your first DNF of the season.
It's not over. I got 4.5 minutes of required left. I'll be back out there.
All right, so gonna go back out there. I'm seeing here 30 laps down. So as it stands, you can make up one position, and are you just gonna continue to ride around, try to get some experience? Or,
yeah, I'll go put down some laps and stay out of the way. I would like to do what I did last year and have the most laps completed, of the season. So, but I mean, my main thing is staying out of the way and honestly hoping that some more people get taken out so I can work my way up a bit.
All right, well, look forward to seeing you back out there on track. Very unfortunate ending to chance at a great finish, but
it's not the first time that the 24 has made a decision like that and cost me, so we'll get him back sometime.
All right. Well, that is Andrew Elias. Not very happy with this race so far.
Can't say I can really blame him for his point of view. 14 laps into a 100 lapper and you get cleaned out, blindsided out like that pretty much. Like he said, nowhere to go without wrecking someone, so.
So we go back.
Speaking of wrecking someone, Scott Roush is up here, Josh.
Yeah, Scott Roush gonna restart in third row, outside lane. We are
Involved
back
in that last caution, yeah.
under green. Kerfan with the lead, and watch out. Jonathan Parker, first one on fresh tires in that 81 machine. These guys are all fanned out. Caldwell to the inside of Kerfan. Fryer to the inside of Durant. And that 98 of Richmond. First time up in the top 5 we've talked about. 3 wide for second place. Caution is out on the track, though. Not really sure what happened. I'm not finding what happened there.
Yeah, this was an accidental caution, I believe, Josh. I don't think this was meant to be deployed. It was a manually thrown caution, but it was not meant to be thrown.
Well, these guys go to the choose.
We do have one breaking news with one of our top 5 drivers, actually, who has been in the top 5 most of the night. Under this caution, Dalton Kelly lagged out, so a very unfortunate situation. He's just gotten back into the server. From what I see, he's in his pit box now, but he's gone down a lap and maybe a couple more. So he has just dropped from the server completely doing this yellow flag. He is back rolling off pit road now, Josh.
That is very unfortunate for Dalton Kelly. Appears 2 laps down. The good news for Kelly is he is the only the first driver that is any laps down. 2 laps down for him. Nobody is 1 lap down. And Andrew Elias back out on track. So we go back to green flag here. Base truck is down pit road in the hands of Alexander Kerfan. He's on the gas. Tire spin out of Fryer. And a great restart out of Cameron Caldwell. Gonna be to the outside of Kerfan, entering 1. Kerfan, a little bit of an advantage. Look at them fanning down the back straightaway. Chicano going to make it 3 wide towards the back. It's going to be 3 wide with Brett Bennett and the 43 of Ethan.
Yeah, on the restart, Ethan Moreno blocked Chicano all the way to the wall, just past the finish line. I don't think Chicano took kindly of that, because he looked to be very angry going down into turn 3, just trying to make moves. He's on the inside of Moreno now in 1 and 2, trying to get up through the field. He's been bogged down in traffic, but on, like you mentioned, Josh, this last pit stop, fresh tires on, so let's see if he can slice up through the field while they're side by side for the lead once again up front. Griffin running the wall, Caldwell all the way down low.
And look at Jonathan Parker, who is in third place. And just behind that, Kruger had a moment.
Parker with an excellent 1 and 2 is going to get 3 wide on the inside of both Griffin and Caldwell. Don't know if he can do it on the inside in 3 and 4, but he's going to send it here.
Something happened with Greg Fryer. Staying right here for the race lead, though. Kerfan has it. Parker, with those fresher tires, not able to make anything work through 3 and 4 and down the front straightaway. Parker, though, now clear of the race lead. And here comes Michael Kruger as well. Same strategy as Parker. Kruger takes P2. Now has his sight set on Jonathan Parker. And Kruger may have gotten a little bit loose. That didn't slow him down at all. So many battles going on track right now. Just look behind these top 2. It is a hornet's nest. And look at David Durant. First time I've mentioned his name all night. Working that high line. He's going to take P3. Now Michael Kruger, Jonathan Parker battle for the lead in 3 and 4. These two had an incredible battle last week. As well as Alonso Chicano. Chicano, the winner of that battle. Ultimately, these two have not gotten away from each other since. And if they stay side by side, this is very easily going to bring Durand into the picture. So much going on right now. Adam, go ahead.
Yeah, real quick, Josh. I went back and checked what happened to Fryer, and I don't know what happened, but it looked like he panicked in the middle of the field on the restart. Something happened, and he just pulled to the inside, coasted in the pit road, and disconnected from the server. So the night is over for the 17 machine, painted up in the 17, number 71 truck.
David Durand getting around Michael Kruger. Durand going to the outside lane here. Running the middle, trying to get around Jonathan Parker. Not able to do it so far. Brad Bennett, Alonso Chicano battling side by side for 4th place. Every driver in the top 5 came down pit road 13 laps ago. Jeremy Richmond, P6, first one on older tires. As he loses that position to Gary Sack behind.
Yeah, and the drivers who started up front, like Alex Griffin and Kenny Caldwell, have fallen to... Oh, Griffin almost just got the wall there in 1 and 2. But he was falling to the 10th position as Tyler Watermullins just got around him. And Caldwell is down in 13th. With Justin Duran right there in 11th, so these guys are bleeding through the field.
You look at the ticker, you will see laps since last pit. Jeremy Richmond, P8, 28 laps ago. Everybody in front of him 13 laps ago. And as you were mentioning about Kerfan, another driver that came down 28 laps ago. Those fresher tires showing dividends here. And right now it is Jonathan Parker David Arand and Michael Kruger, top 3.
Just in front of Parker and David Durand is the 17, the Matthew Stotts. He got a lot of right side damage. He's been just this kind of the theme of his season. Innocent victim in a lot of incidents just ahead of him that he's been caught up in. And believe he's also had a few of his own circumstances with the wall. But he was not caught up at the field on the restart, it looked like. So he's going to be in front of these guys really quickly here and could play a huge factor into this top 5, 6, 7 with how spread out they are right now. Could really pack them up again.
And the bad thing about this is still the only truck, or the first truck that is any laps down, is Dalton Kelly. Matthew Stotts is still on the lead lap. We are not guaranteed another caution, but if a caution were to come out in Stotts' lap, that's going to give the free pass to Matthew Stotts and not Dalton Kelly. So Dalton Kelly is cheering for a caution to come out quickly here to get one of his laps back. It'll only be 1 lap down, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. As Jonathan Parker is right there now, just behind Matthew Stotts.
Yeah, to make the situation more bleak for Dalton Kelly is we don't get a lot of cautions on these big overs for this league, and especially in this race, it's usually a green race all the way to the end, as Stotts is going to get lapped here momentarily as Michael Kruger makes a move on David Durand on the back straightaway. It's going to be really, really crucial for him to make a quick look on Stotts being a damaged truck and him not, if he's able to get on the same lap at some point. Obviously, he's a lap behind still, but you see the left side damage on, well, excuse me, they have the right side damage on that 17 machine.
We look here, Aaron Siciliano. He is currently P6. Gary Sack looking to the inside. And this is all a battle for 5th as Brett Bennett is going to dive down to the inside. But Brett Bennett, I was going to say P5. Siciliano and Sack, they are battling each other, trying to get up to Brett Bennett and battle Bennett for that 5th position. Gives Siciliano the advantage here, though.
And just behind these guys, we got a pretty good battle with Ethan Marino and Michael Walls going at it down the front straightaway. Marino was going side by side with Jeremy Richmond, as another 3 wide down the back straightaway for this position. On corner exit, Marino's going to fall back in line behind these two. Out of the P9, of course. P8. Walls holding that P9 spot.
Jeremy Richmond. He has a mirror full of Micah Walls and Ethan Francisca Moreno. Moreno running the high line, gonna pull to the inside, trying to get around Jeremy Richmond by doing a crossover move here. Diving it deep into the corner, Richmond.
And Michael Walls really shipped it down there on the apron. Oh, Moreno almost got the wall there.
This guy's battling tough. Battle for 3rd place here. David Arand, Alonzo Chicano. Chicano, he's been the fastest truck on track for several laps straight. I have been watching. Chicano. Durand running the same line through 3 and 4. And they are not too far behind Michael Kruger either. back at this battle. Gary Sack now in front of Moreno and Walls. Moreno looking to the inside. Gary Sack rolling the outside. Two Toyotas battling. Moreno gonna slide up in front of Sack. Sack with the crossover move. They're gonna be side by side down the front stretch. This is for 7th place.
Oh, just ahead of them, Aaron Siciliano caught the wall and entering turn 1. He's going to check up Gary Sack just a little bit, and Ethan Fonseca Moreno is going to dive to the inside, as is Michael Walls, but Michael's going to only clear that 06 truck. It's the 43 and the 89, goes door to door into turn 3 still. Michael trying to go through the middle, but he can't quite just yet.
Entering the lap, Siciliano was P5. Siciliano, P10 now. He lost a ton of positions, as they are still not done battling each other ahead. Sack rolling the high line. He's going to have momentum down the back straightaway. Walls in front of Sack, and this is going to help Moreno not have any pressure in 3. Walls pinch and Sack down to the bottom. It's tight racing.
Walls was able to clear Sack there on that straightaway with a huge run off of 4. So did Jeremy Richmond, of course, who's now diving on the inside of Walls into turn 1. But Walls didn't really give him too many lanes, so Richmond had a roll out of it there. So Walls would keep that position right behind Ethan Fonseca Moreno in the P8.
One thing I want to talk about here that is very interesting to me is I'm looking at when these guys pit. And for the majority of the...
Well, here comes Brett Bennett right now, and Jeremy Richmond bringing him with him. Good timing, Josh.
And yeah, we'll just go ahead and throw that out. What I was going to say, it's a bunch of drivers down pit road right now. Bennett, Richmond, Durant, Kerfan, Caldwell. Don't want mistakes now. Caldwell, Kerfan cleanly in their box. The rest of the field here is going to blow by. Brett Bennett, first one off pit road. 13.9 second stop for Brett Bennett.
No lead lap trucks came down pit road this last lap. We'll see if we have any takers this time by. Race leader Jonathan Parker is coming down pit road. It's going to hand it to Mikey Kruger, who stays out with David Durand and Alonso Chicano for the time being.
Kruger, Durant, and Chicano, they need to capitalize here and come down pit road. Tyler Watermullen down pit road as well. Only 2 drivers come down pit road this lap. Parker and Watermullen. Here is a huge run by Durant.
Richmond missed pit road. Oh no, excuse me, he was sliding out of control, almost spun out off of turn 4 because he had just pitted. Excuse me there, Josh.
And it looks like Kruger and Chicano going to show their hand down pit road. Durant stays out. Ethan Francesca Moreno.
Oh, Gary Sack almost spun into the pits. It was very hot going on the inside there of quite a few drivers.
Gary Sack, Michael Walls, Aaron Siciliano, all down pit road. Only driver yet to come down pit road is David Durand. That it's on the lead lap there. See, David is showing his hand coming down pit road this time.
It's a very long stop for Michael Walls. He's got a lot of right side damage. Wouldn't be surprised if he's got some required here. Or if he's just taking some optional, not racing for points. Gonna go down a couple laps, but he was running pretty solid in the top 10 most of the night and top 5 at the time of his pit stop.
This will hand the lead over to Jonathan Parker. And I noticed down the back straightaway he was trying to break the draft from Alonso Chicano. Parker knows he is at a little bit of a disadvantage by 1 lap. That 1 lap really could mean the difference at the end of this race. Cameron Caldwell, he was racing towards the back. Come down pit road when he did, that put him in the top 10 here. He is battling with Justin Durand.
Very impressed with Jonathan Parker's margin of lead though, Josh. He had only about half a second lead over 3 or 4 trucks when he came down pit road, and the way this is going to cycle, he's got a 1.5 second gap on just 1 truck of Alonso Chicano, and then another gap to Kruger, and then another large gap to Bennett, and then another pretty decent sized gap to David Durand. So he's got a lot less trucks in his mirror, a lot less weight on his shoulders, and a lot less pressure, I'd say.
We are riding on board here with Jonathan Parker and looking behind him to see the gap between himself and Alonso Chicano.
He's got the lot truck of Scott Roush just ahead of him. Scott's running a line higher than Jonathan though, so he shouldn't be in the way. And in fact, the 81's going to catch him on the straightaway and pull out of the way, so he won't be in factor.
We are coming to 25 laps to go of this 200-mile race. There has been so much action going on all race long, Adam.
Yeah, and right now we have a side-by-side battle for the 7th position. It's Cameron Caldwell and Justin Durand. Now that I say that, actually Cameron clears Justin on center 1 and 2, but these 3 with Alex Coffin just ahead. And going at it since before the pit cycle, as now Justin gets a huge run on corner exit, dives to the inside, threaten that 7th position. But like I was saying before, these guys started in a intense battle before the pit cycles, came off pit road together, and now here they are still going at it. With, like you mentioned, 25, now 24 laps to go. I thought they would have been a lot higher up in the running order, you know, Josh. You thought they would have done a different pit strategy than the rest of the field. Maybe they tried and then it forced everyone else to follow suit, because they were one of the first ones to hit pit road. So very unique night for these guys. Like we saw Justin win that opening stage, and Cameron and Alex were class of the field. most of the race, but it's been, we saw kind of a flip in the top 10 at some point, I'd say a couple times this race.
We go to the race leader. Well, actually P2 here, Alonso Chicano. Him and Kruger have been reeling in. Jonathan Parker for Chicano within half a second.
Yeah, and you brought this up right after pit stops. It's just 1 lap difference, or 2 lap difference, I think, in the tire life between the 25 and the 81s on when they pitted. And that might just be the difference right here, or just trying to ride and conserve tire.
And there it is, the lap since pit. Parker 8 laps ago. It's going to show 9 now. Chicano 8, Kruger 8, Durant 7 once he crosses the line. Bennett, Kerfan, Caldwell, Durand. It's Justin Durand and Jeremy Richmond 11 laps ago, but this could very well be a battle between Chicano and Parker. And I'm not sure if something just happened to Kruger, if he may have got loose or what, but he just lost a ton of time. Look at Chicano rolling a little bit higher line than Parker is. Parker, he has to take notice of this. See if Parker may try something else. They are both going to be down at the bottom, right there next to the apron in 3 and 4. Riding on the Celsius live pit onboard camera, Alonso Chicano. So we have the battle for the lead. Chicano wanted to go to the inside. Parker was blocking. Chicano had to go to the outside. Look at Parker sliding up the track. Wow.
They're both going to take the same line into turn 3, just painting the white line and drifting up on corner exit through 4. Chicano, they're going to use the momentum from Parker's draft and just excel off that corner, draw even at the finish line. They're going to dive side by side into turn 1, Josh.
And Chicano looking to the inside. He's going to have a little bit of momentum here. Through the corner. He does pull the slide job. Now Parker looking to the inside for the crossover move going into 3. Chicano doing a great job rolling that high line. Did not allow Parker to stay to the inside. Chicano now with the lead all by himself. Going to start pulling away from Jonathan Parker.
With this top 3, it's looking like a repeat of last week, but totally different circumstances to get here. And what a move from Chicano right there to get to Parker's inside and make the pass stick.
That was incredible. These two still staying close. Parker I'm very curious if he's going to try to use the draft from Chicano to stay right there with him. Looking at lap times, they were identical. 1/100th of a second was the difference, and here comes Parker reeling Chicano right back in. They're both going to roll the inside line through 3 and 4. Chicano, Parker, they both did a very beautiful job through 3 and 4. Running the inside line. Parker is going to pull to the inside. Chicano forced to go to the outside here. Advantage Chicano so far. And they are catching the lap truck of Matthew Stotts.
Man, Parker right there to Chicano's tailgate. Just trying to search all over the racetrack on the first half of the front straightaway. Finally got the space, entering 2 and 1. But Chicano not up by the wall. Is going to crowd the 8-1 just a little bit. To go, ooh, Chicano, not really a great corner exit. It's going to allow Parker to draw next to him down the back straightaway here. Both playing aerodynamic games into 2 and 3.
Look at Jonathan Parker using that low lane advantage into the corner. Chicano using the high line advantage out of the corner. They're going to be side by side off turn 4. And Chicano finally clearing, maybe? Not quite. Parker still to the inside.
He's got it, and he took it.
But look at Chicano right there, back to the inside, down the back straightaway. They are so close next to each other. Chicano trying to run Parker up the track. Parker trying to pinch Chicano down the track. They are still side by side. Advantage at the line. Chicano.
Just barely. Doesn't seem like one lane has its preference, Josh. It goes back and forth, and they're just able to play both lanes to their advantages here. No matter what one they're in, they got their strong suits in each lane. Chicano's going to tuck back in line behind Parker, who cleared him off of 2 on that middle lane.
Coming to 11 laps to go. 22 miles. Right now, Jonathan Parker with the lead. Chicano right there behind, rolling that high line.
Go back to our interview with Justin Duran at the stage break. He said this might be a fuel mileage game if it's green to the end. We got a caution, but do you think fuel's going to play a factor with that timing of that pit stop, Josh?
I don't think so, Adam. I'm not really sure what a fuel run might be here. Probably why I'm not a crew chief, but 10 laps to go for Jonathan Parker, Alonso Chicano. getting on board with Alonso Chicano. Once again here.
Oh man, crash on the front straightaway. Jeremy Richmond has been turned by Brett Bennett, and he's got the inside wall. And back into the outside wall, and he clipped the 43. Huge crash into one.
And that will bring out the caution.
They had been, those 5 trucks, it was a battle for P5, and they had been racing very aggressively the entire time we were watching the battle for the lead. I had been going back and forth myself, trying to keep an eye on both. Very difficult to do, but just contact between Brett Bennett and Jeremy Richmond just triggered this crash, Josh.
Oh,
Not
man.
the first time we've seen this season.
As it looked like nobody else was going to be involved there. I believe that was Ethan. Yeah, it was Ethan from Second Moreno just getting involved. That is very unfortunate for the driver of the 43 there.
Yeah, tons of damage on that 43. Who was just an innocent victim, but the 98 truck entered turn 3 of the lap before this crash, out of control the entire time, and never really gained sustainability, of course, until coming to a complete stop all the way into turn 1 when he was junked, and he has left the server, so not the way the man who entered the race in the point standings wanted to leave tonight, Josh.
So Adam, coming back to your question, I do not believe this will be a fuel mileage race.
Oh, thanks.
Everybody coming down pit road here, putting on a fresh set of tires. I don't think it's a smart move to take 2, but I'm wondering if anybody's going to try to get track position here. Let's see here, the battle off pit road. Who it's going to be. Is Kruger going to win? I think Kruger might have gotten the race off pit road.
Not sure. It looks like he might be. Got a stop truck at you. Wow.
Possibly a penalty for Micah Walls? It's a bad place to arrest,
yeah,
though.
A great place to stop, yeah, and quite a few drivers on the radio kind of in the same sentiment as us at the moment, Josh.
All right, let's see here. Parker is ahead of Kruger, so I believe Parker will have the race off pit road 1. Kruger P2, Chicano P3. Duran, that's going to be David Duran P4. Cameron Caldwell P5. Justin Duran P6. Brett Bennett 7th. Kerfan 8th. Gary Sack 9th. Tyler Watermelon P10. They're at the choose here. Parker chooses the inside. Kruger chooses the outside.
So going back to what happened to Micah there, as why he stopped to give his lap back, he took the lucky dog because he assumed he was the lucky dog because he was in position to get it. But since he drove through the pit exit to avoid the crash, he wasn't given it. So he had to stop and give his lap back. But I don't know if he was showing displeasure with race control, forcing him his lap back with his place to stop, but it caused a log jam. With that lane exiting pit road, of course. But him staying one lap down is going to force Staunton Kelly, who got the wave by, to race he and Matthew Stotts for this lucky dog position. If we have an overtime restart, Josh, which could be very plausible here, and if we do that 45 truck's undamaged.
This is going to be a very intense restart finish to the race. And yeah, I wouldn't throw out the card of this here being our last caution. Pace car making its way to pit road. Jonathan Parker will have the race control. He goes. And a great restart for Parker. Chicano. Kruger hanging on to the outside. And behind it is a sea of pink.
Oh, Kruger, huge drift. Huge save in front of the field.
And that's what we were talking about earlier, cold tires. That's going to cost him possibly a bunch of positions here. They're 3 wide. We look. Alonso Chicano riding right there with Parker. They're still 3 wide behind. 4 laps to go.
Yeah, that slide by Kruger bogged down a lot of drivers exiting turn 2 last lap, so they might feel like they got screwed. Oh, another big slide in turn 2. It's Gary Seck on the inside. He saves it also. But it looks like it's going to be a 2-driver race at this moment. Same 2 who went on it last week for the win. Can Chicano do it again, close on Parker, and make the pass?
Look behind at Michael Kruger. Rolling that high line. Is it going to be enough time here? This could be the same 3 from last week in Charlotte.
Justin Durand and Alex Coffin running inside the top 5 also. Quick shout out. Surprise Coffin running out as good as he is. He got quite a good shot to Jeremy Richmond in the last incident. Surprised he didn't need damage repairs with that front end. As Parker swerving up front trying to break the draft.
Chicano staying in suit, riding right behind Jonathan Parker. Chicano slideways a little bit there. And yes, I know I said slideways. Make that Kruger. Look at the inside of Chicano. 2 laps to go. It is a 3-horse battle for this race lead. Kruger, P2, look at the inside of Parker.
Kruger wants more. We talked about it top of the show. He wants vengeance here in AutoClub. What would it be for him to get a last lap win? He might not even wait for the last lap. Parker swerving all over the back straightaway trying to break the draft, but Kruger's hungry for it.
What's Kruger going to do here? He rides the same lane as Parker, even lower. White flag is waving. They are both on that apron. White flag, 1 lap to go here at Auto Club. Kruger rolling the high line.
Chicano's going to get to the inside of the 14. It's going to... Oh, Kruger blocked that off easily. He's going to stay in the 81's draft.
1 last chance. What's going to happen here? Chicano all over the 14 of Kruger. Kruger all over the 81 of Parker. I don't think it's going to be enough as they are all single file here. It is going to be Jonathan Parker taking his first in the Pit Snooze Truck Series win at Auto Club. And once again, for the 2nd season in a row, Kruger finishes 1 spot short.
Wow, what a finish. Another thrilling Fontana finish. I can't believe that they didn't all wad that up there. They just put it all on the line. And they all made it happen clean, Josh. And it was just all of them sending it into 2 and 3. Kruger, I don't think he wanted to go and enter as high as he did in 1 and 2 on the last lap. And that really costed him a ton of momentum down the back straightaway. He had to race Chicano and try and fight that position all over with Parker again.
Jonathan Parker, runner-up last week. Winner this week. Adam, another fun race in the books.
Yeah, another fun race indeed, and another historic race. The third straight race here at AutoClub. So 3 for 3, this track has produced first-time winners. How neat is that?
That is pretty neat. There, and Jonathan Parker, he is celebrating. Parker, he has shown so much speed early on in this season. As this is only race number 4. I don't think it was any doubt of Jonathan Parker getting a win, as he has already gotten it. And, you know, from my perspective, Adam, as a driver in the series, someone who wants to go for the rookie championship, I did not want to see that, but Jonathan Parker, he's going to park it in that front stretch victory lane, and he is first rookie out of a lot this season to find victory lane.
Yeah, a lot of great crop of rookies, and like you mentioned, it wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of when. Just the speed we've seen out of that 81 machine in off 4 or 5 of his appearances in this league, and just a lot. He has led the most laps on the season, excluding Dakota No's Phoenix domination since the first week of the season. So he has been hungry to do it, and sure, he is very, very excited and happy to finally get a win, because we heard last week how unpleasant he is with these truck machines.
Alrighty. We are going to go ahead and bring in Alonso Chicano, our third place finisher tonight, Alonso Chicano. What a
Hey guys,
race.
how's it going? Yeah, that was something.
You and Parker were battling very hard there before that last caution came out, and I was wondering, I didn't say it, but I was wondering in the back of my mind if maybe you had burned up your tires trying to get up to Parker. What was it like there?
Yeah, that was definitely some really fun, intense racing. I appreciate him racing me clean there. It was just really intense, and I was definitely going flat out using up all my tires there, and I could see him kind of getting loose in 3 and 4 and using up his too. So I was just pressuring him, and once I passed him, I thought maybe his would have given out, but he was still pushing, and once he passed me, I kind of just was letting my tires rest for a little bit. Hopefully, just letting him kind of burn up his stuff, and then the caution came out. So didn't get a chance for another match there of trying to pass him back. But it was just really fun racing. This track allows for really good multi-groove racing, and even on that final restart, I mean, Michael was just really fast all day, and he was able to sneak in for P2. So it was lots of fun just racing all these guys, and thankfully everyone kept it clean, which is all you can ask for.
All right, well, we know you got a new sponsor on the truck. That truck looked very amazing tonight. So now you got to give them a shout out, but let's go ahead and hear who you have to shout out.
Yeah, definitely got a new truck, new sponsor, Habaneros Mexican Grill here. They got quite a few restaurants here in the Central Florida area. Grander, Orlando area of Florida. So if you guys are ever in town and you want some authentic Mexican food, make sure to check out Habaneros. So I'd like to thank them for partnering with me and coming on board for this season and hopefully for the future, and as well as all my other sponsors like Celsius, In the Pits News, Grid Network, um, you know, everyone who supports us and the team and this league, and JCTV, like always, broadcasting, and you guys for letting our friends and family watch us. So I appreciate that, and I'd like to thank everyone watching. My girlfriend, who's always pretty much watches all my races. So yeah, a lot of people to thank today.
All right, well, congrats on the third place finish, and look forward to seeing you next week.
Yeah, hopefully we can get this run continuing, and hopefully we get another top three.
And that was Alonso Chicano, my pick to win tonight, finishing P3. And we head on over to Adam, who has Michael Kruger.
Yeah, hey Michael, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Adam.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's another second place here in Fontana. Not the result you, of course, wanted after what happened last season, and probably the way you drove tonight. First off, how was the race for you up until the last couple of stints there? Pretty competitive race all night, I think.
Absolutely. It was competitive all race long, I would say. I mean, I had a bit of a not very good start, just losing top spot at the initial start, just losing spots. Didn't get any stage points. It felt like a rock, really, and then had to work my way all the way back up after stage. I tried to do a tire strategy with 11 laps after ours. We got on stage. It worked out, I thought. Because we got a long green flag run, and that kind of just set me up for being in the right spot there at the end with Jonathan, Alonso, and David there.
Yeah, I saw you a huge slide on the last restart with like 4 laps to go. How were you able to keep that truck underneath you, not wipe out the whole field with everyone behind? And not only that, but get a huge run on Alonso a lap later and threaten Jonathan for the lead and the win.
Boy, Adam, I honestly have no idea how I saved it there. I mean, I wasn't going to lift at all there on the top. I was trying as hard as I could to stay in the gas so I could get the huge run off and see if I can get a run on Alonso and Parker there off of two and down the back. But I got so sideways, I literally went way out of the gas, and I either thought that I was going to completely destroy some of Radius and Vortex there or go head on into the wall there. But I really did not have saving the car on the bingo card at that moment. I thought I was gone. I thought I just choked the race away. And then a lap later, I just kind of had to settle down a little bit after making that mistake there. And both Parker and Alonso just kind of followed each other down low, and I just followed them to the bottom of 3 and 4, and I just kind of got a good corner there. Really, just kind of got to the throttle a bit sooner. I mean, I really didn't expect it either. I shot out like a dang cannon. I thought for a second I might go side by side on Parker. I just tucked in line instead there. I mean, yeah.
Well, with it all being said, another P2, who do you have to thank and shout out after another podium finish here tonight?
Well, it may have been a bit of a heartbreaker, but at the end of the day, I gotta thank Josh for having me a part of PBR and all the guys back at PBR, Caleb and Scott, just for being my teammates, and Alonzo and Cam for just having this league, and you guys for broadcasting every Saturday night. Just want to kind of also give a shout out to Alonzo and Jonathan for great racing there at the end there. Some hard battles there towards the end. Great racing with those guys, and I really enjoyed it.
Sorry again about the result there in the last lap, but congrats on a great night overall.
Thank you, Adam.
That's a runner-up tonight, Michael Kruger in the 14 machine.
And I'm down. Try that again. And I'm down in victory lane with our race winner, Jonathan Parker. Jonathan, what a race. You played the perfect strategy to get your truck up front, stay up front. You had a battle with Alonso Chicano, lost the lead momentarily, got the lead back, caution came out. You guys all came down pit road, re-racked them, restacked them, and then had a battle with Chicano and Michael Kruger at the finish. How did you get it done?
Honestly, I thought we were dead. I knew Alonso, he caught me from pretty far ways back. I knew he was burning up his stuff pretty good, so I just stayed saving my stuff, and he passed me, and I got back around him, and I started pulling him, and when the caution came out, my heart sank, but we were able to pull it off. I appreciate Alonso and Kruger and a lot of the other people that I raced today. They raced really clean. And shout out to Cam for making my truck. We had a new paint scheme. He makes a lot of cool paint schemes, a lot of paint schemes out there. So go check his stuff out. I appreciate it. And I just drove my heart out. That's about it.
So last week, runner-up, Alonso bested you. This week, the winner, and you best Alonso and Kruger. This time around, just going back between the last couple of weeks, what has it been like for you battling with a guy like Alonso Chicano, who is competed for a championship season 1, season champion last season, Michael Kruger, of course, who had 2 wins on last season and barely lost the rookie championship?
I don't know. It's just I'm pretty new at iRacing, so I really didn't expect much. It's kind of cool and an honor to be battling up front so quickly. I guess I hope the best is yet to come. I hope this isn't where it peaks up, but yeah, I'm just gonna take it week by week and do my best every week.
All right, well, big win. And that being said, before I let you go completely celebrate, who gets it done for you?
Who do what?
Who gets it done for you? Who do you got to thank?
I gotta thank Jared Wilson. He's my team owner. I appreciate you. He goes by Jared Bogley Motorsports. That's a different thing. I gotta appreciate it. I gotta appreciate Micah. He's my good teammate. He helped me out. Ethan Fonseca. I think this is his first start. So he had an up and down day, but you guys got to watch out for him. He's gonna be fast eventually. I promise you. So I appreciate all those guys and appreciate Meliel. It's the best soda ever. Also, that's awesome partner I have. So, and Cameron Caldwell for letting me do this. Don't want to forget that.
All right. We'll let you go celebrate your big win here. Congrats once again.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
And that was Jonathan Parker, tonight's race winner at AutoClub. Adam, once again, that was a great race. Fun battling all night long. There was action going on the entire time, but we just could not keep up with it. I know we showed the leaders for a lot of that. I know a lot of people probably prefer to see more than just the leaders, but the battling going on just up front was insane, and there was just so much going on all night.
Yeah, I agree. There was enough up front. There wasn't really a whole lot to look back towards midfield. I agree. That was definitely one point in the race. I was like, wow, we haven't really gone through the field much, but we really didn't have time to. There wasn't a lot of breathing room with all the dramatics up front. Thrilling finish, of course, with the cautions, like Jonathan mentioned. I knew he would say his heart sank when that caution came out because he had it pretty much in the bag there before that late yellow, and it was just dramatic all the way to the end with the restart and Kruger's huge save. Just what a great race from beginning to end. It's not like we said when the checker came out. Just Fontana delivered again.
It delivered big. I absolutely love these big tracks. Love watching these guys. Obviously, I wish I was out there, but I had so much fun up here watching these guys. And before I forget, Adam, let's go ahead and do a run through the unofficial results here. And so, of course, Jonathan Parker, tonight's race winner. Michael Kruger, heartbreak for him as he's runner-up twice in a row here at Auto Club. Lonzo Chicano comes home P3. Justin Rand P4. And your pick to win, Alex Kerfan, P5.
Yeah, in 6th place, huge shout out to Aaron Siciliano. Great performance for him tonight. First top 10, I believe, in his young Truck Series career. Behind him is going to be 7th place of Cameron Caldwell and 8th place of David Duran. Brett Bennett rallied to a 9th, and Gary Sack rounds out the top 10 finishers.
P11 is going to go to Scott Roush. 12th to Tyler Watermullen. 13th, Matthew Stotts. 14th, Michael Walls. And 15th, Dalton Kelly.
'16th is Ethan Fonseca Moreno, who was unfortunately caught up in that crash with 7 laps remaining. He retired from the race in his debut, unfortunately, from that. Behind him is Jeremy Richmond, also involved in that incident. Andrew Elias finished 36 laps down after his crash early on. He finishes 18th. Craig Fryer, 19th, 51 back. And Joshua O'Connor, also in his debut, DNF'd in that crash with Elias early on, 20th. And Dakota Noah rounds out the field 21st.
Well, that is going to do it from us here at Auto Club. And let's see here. Let's bring up the schedule. We head to Las Vegas next week, October 15th. I am really looking forward to that one. As Las Vegas, it's for some reason really become a good track for me on iRacing. And of course, hope to be out there. But if I'm not and I am in the booth, Adam, I'm still looking forward to that one. Las Vegas, another one that I think puts on great shows every week. And, it's definitely bound to be a good one out in the desert.
For sure, it's not a big notoriety track with iRacing, the iRacing service. I don't think it's the most exciting, but we saw a really great show in the first season of this league. I think it was one of our really first great races. I would say, Josh, it saw a lot of lead changes, kind of like the way the Auto Club races have played out since. But league owners said there was a bad decision, a regret not putting it on season 2. So it's exciting to be back there next week. So I'm excited to get that show on the road, like you said. No matter who I'm up in the booth with, whether you're on the track, love to see you up there and contesting for positions. It's going to be one heck of a show, I think, next week, Josh. And pretty unique. We're sharing the track with NASCAR next weekend, Josh.
Yeah, it just happens to fall on one of those times where these guys visit the same track that NASCAR goes to, which happened last season as well when they visited Dover. But it's going to wrap it up here for us at Auto Club as next week head to Las Vegas. Could catch more JCTV action on Tuesday. The Slide Job Racing League heads to Watkins Glen. And, if you just love watching racing here on JCTV, I recommend tuning into that one as well Tuesday night, 9 o'clock Eastern for that show. But we thank you for watching. Big shout out to all the drivers and fans If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be able to do this and have a blast doing it as well. The admins, Caldwell, Cameron Caldwell, and Alonso Chicano, big shout out to you guys. Everything you guys do to put this league on. Adam, thank you for always being in the booth. Dawson Allen, he's not here tonight, joining himself a little trip to Charlotte Roval to watch real cars race there tomorrow, and was at the race today as well. And Ben Allen, who wasn't here tonight either. But I'm Josh Coppermill. Thank you for tuning in. Stay safe. Take care. We will see you next time right here, JCTV.